This is Dr. David E. Clark, Dr. Narc as they call me, and this is the introductory video to my brand new series on parental alienation by the narcissist. The title of this series is The Narcissist Unmommed Me: How to Fight Back and Win Your Kids Back. Now, I say unmommed me. If you are a dad and your female narc has turned your kids against you, all the principles in this series apply to you too. The narc has abused you for years in a variety of nasty, destructive ways. But the awful and traumatic truth is, as terrible as those behaviors are, nothing comes even close to the narc turning your own precious children against you. It is a hideously evil thing to do. It is the worst thing you can do to a parent, a mom, or a dad. Parental alienation is one of the reasons I say the narc is demon-possessed. There is no other explanation for this kind of evil. Normal persons, divorced or not, don't do this, ever. Narcs alienate children. The narc couldn't care less about the kids. He is using them for 5 purposes. 1, to make you suffer. He knows losing your kids will cause you more pain and heartbreak than anything else he could do to you. 2, to win. This is ultimate victory for the narc. He can say to everyone, and he will, her own kids hate her. What does that tell you? 3, to look good to others. He needs to be seen as a wonderful parent. 4, to maintain control of the kids. He needs to have more influence in their lives than anyone else, especially you. 5, to enjoy himself. The narc loves every minute of the alienation process. The narc has been working for years to turn your children against you, to poison them with lies about you, to alienate them against you, to manipulate them to be completely on his side, to be loyal only to him. And the narc has succeeded. Your kids, the kids you have loved and cared for and prayed over since before they were born, have rejected you. This is where you are. Your children don't respect you. They dismiss you. They ignore you. They don't love you. They hate you. They don't trust you. They believe you are a liar. They believe everything is your fault. They don't want to communicate with you. They don't want to spend time with you. They won't listen to you. They abuse you, just like the narc abuses you. The narc has brainwashed your children. The narc controls the minds of your children. They believe all his lies, and they will do whatever he tells them to do, like robots. Your kids will aggressively defend the narc and his behavior. Everything is your fault. In their eyes, the narc is perfect. They will only see your flaws, your mistakes, real or made up by the narc. The more you defend yourself, the worse your kids get. They want you to react, to be upset, to be angry, and to defend yourself. Their job for the narc is to make you suffer forever. Your kids will abuse you in the same ways the narc abuses you. They've been taught by the master. They want to please him by abusing you. They are the narc's proxies. The narc has weaponized them to attack you over and over again. Your kids have Stockholm Syndrome, where a person identifies with and bonds with the abuser. Listen to this mom who is a social media follower of mine. She says in an email to me, "All my children ages 4 to 17 have been turned against me by my narc ex. My 14-year-old daughter refuses to see me and blames every single thing wrong in the world on me. My 16-year-old will finally be civil for an hour with me. None of my children will ever say they love me or give or accept hugs or physical affection from me, except my 4-year-old. However, even he has refused to hug or say, 'I love you.' If that doesn't break your heart, you don't have a heart." I hear from moms like this every day in my phone advice sessions, and some dads too. I'm going to tell you what I tell these moms and dads. Don't waste time agonizing over how this has happened, how your children were turned against you by the narc. Don't second guess yourself. Don't dwell on regrets. Don't blame yourself. It's time to go to war to get your kids back. It's a war against the narc, Satan, the narc's master, your own kids, the idiots who side with the narc, and there are idiots like that, and the legal system, which is a pathetic joke. God is with you in this war. Listen to Psalm 144, verse 1. "Praise the Lord, who is my rock. He trains my hands for war and gives my fingers skill for battle." We're going to battle in this series. Battling for your kids. My video series will train you for this war for your children. In this war, you won't use direct frontal attacks. It will be a guerrilla war, a hit and run, surprise attack behind enemy lines war. So who is this video series for? 1, it's for moms and dads who have at least one child who has been turned against them by the narc. I'll speak as if the narc is a man, but the narc could just as easily be a woman. 2, these videos are for parents of kids of all ages. I focus more on minors under 18, but most of my principles apply to adult children as well. I have one video, in fact, all about adult children. 3, this series applies to these 4 scenarios. You are still living with the narc and your kids and have not filed divorce, or you are still living with the narc and your kids and you have filed divorce. You are physically separated from the narc and may or may not have filed divorce, or finally, you are divorced from the narc. What are my credentials? What are this man's credentials, you might ask? I'll be happy to tell you. I have a master's degree in biblical studies from Dallas Theological Seminary, hardest school I ever went to in my life, and the best seminary in the world, I think. I have a PhD in clinical psychology from Western Seminary, the school with the most rainfall, Portland, Oregon. I have been a licensed psychologist in Florida for almost 40 years. I did private practice for 35 of those years. Now I do phone advice sessions with spouses married to narcs and spouses in marital crisis. I'm an expert on narcissism and codependency. It's what I do now. I've written 9 books in this area of narcissism. This is my 4th video series in the area of narcissism. All my resources are on my website, davideclarkphd.com. I have 3 goals for you in this video series. First, that you will be empowered, protected, and live a happy life no matter what happens with your kids. That's important. Second, that you will save your kids from being raised and ruined by the narc. His influence will destroy their lives. The narc is too far gone, no question, your kids are not. And finally, third, that you will win your kids back and they will see the truth about the narc. You will build a healthy, close relationship with them. I believe my strategies give you the best chance to turn your kids back to God and back to you. And that's how it works. First to God, then to you. By following my war plan, you'll know you have done your best to get your kids back. You are done taking abuse from the narc and your kids without responding. Now you will fight back. Now you will provide consequences. You have lost all your power and respect as a parent. It's time to get it back. You have to change first before your kids change. The narc is in charge now, but we are going to change that. Your kids will never come back to a weak, pathetic, desperate parent. They won't. They may come back to a strong, confident, assertive parent. You will never give up on your kids. Never. You will fight for them in a different way, an unexpected way, a way that will shake them up by following my principles. You will never stop loving your kids. Never. You will love them in a different way, a biblical, tough love way, by following my principles. We will apply the words of Jesus in Matthew 10:16 in this video series. Jesus says to his disciples, "Look, I am sending you out as sheep among wolves, so be shrewd as snakes and harmless as doves." Okay, let's get to work. If you have bought this series, let's get going on video 1. If you haven't bought this series yet, buy it and start watching my war plan to win your kids back from the narc.